All right, let's talk about luck. We're going to break down the psychology of it, based on the work of author Yo-Min Ji. Now, what if I told you that luck isn't something that just happens to you, but it's actually a skill you can get good at?
So, let me ask you this. Do you think luck is something you're just born with, or not? You know, like a lightning strike. Totally random, totally out of your control. Or is it maybe more like a garden, something you can actually tend to and cultivate yourself?
Here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll redefine what luck even is. Then, we'll look at the mindset that seems to attract it. After that, we'll get into the actual habits that create it, and finally, we'll explore the social side of luck. We're basically creating a roadmap to go from just waiting for luck to happen to actively making it happen.
Okay, part one. Let's start with this big idea. We're talking about a fundamental shift, seeing luck not as random chance, but as a series of choices.
So what is luck then, if it's not some mystical force? Well, think of it like a recipe with 3 key ingredients. It's your internal mindset, your external everyday habits, and here's the kicker, your genuine deep-down belief that you can attract good things into your life.
This quote from Yo-Min Ji just nails it. Believing is step 1, and it's non-negotiable. Why? Because if you walk around thinking you're unlucky, your brain becomes a detective, looking for evidence to prove you right. You will literally filter out and ignore any opportunities that come your way. That belief is the key that opens the very first door.
So if believing is the first step, what comes next? Well, that brings us to part 2, the mindset of the lucky. This is all about the internal shifts, the changes in perspective that start pulling opportunity towards you. The real work starts right between your ears.
Now here's a pretty wild idea. What if bad luck isn't bad at all? What if a crisis is actually a sign that your life is about to get way, way better? Lucky people have this ability to see a crisis not as a dead end, but as a turning point. It's like life is clearing out the old stuff to make room for something awesome.
Let me give you a real-world example. Picture this, a super popular curry shop in Osaka. Then, COVID hits. Boom. They're forced to shut their doors, and they have hundreds and hundreds of bowls of rice just sitting there, about to be thrown out. I mean, that's the definition of bad luck, right?
But wait, this is where that mindset shift kicks in. Instead of seeing a disaster, they saw an opportunity in all that surplus rice, and they did something amazing. They made craft beer out of it, and it became a massive hit. They didn't just survive the crisis, they actually thrived because of it.
And this idea of defying your fate is so powerful. Check this out. The author tells this story about a student who went to 10 different fortune tellers. Every single one said the same thing. You have no luck. You will fail your exams. And you know what? He almost believed them. But then something inside him just snapped. He decided no. He was going to defy that prediction, and he became a top lawyer. His own will was stronger than his so-called destiny.
Okay, so you've got the mindset, you're seeing turning points, you're ready to defy the odds. But how do you make that real? Well, that's where we get to part 3, the actual, tangible habits that turn you into a magnet for success.
And the big idea here is this: stop chasing bees. Instead, be the flower. Think about it. Frantically chasing opportunities is exhausting. The real pro move is to make yourself so good, so prepared, so visible that the opportunities, the bees, are just naturally drawn to you.
The author has this great story from her own career. She was a junior TV producer, totally stuck, getting 0 chances. So what did she do? She stopped waiting. She went out and created her own thing, a music video, and put it online. It exploded, went viral, and suddenly her bosses had to pay attention. The lesson is simple. If opportunity doesn't knock, you've got to build your own door. So how do you know if you're on the right track? Well, apparently, there are signs that big luck is on its way. Just take a look at this list. Some of them make total sense, right? Your attitude shifts, you meet new people, yeah, okay. But some are kind of weird, like your houseplants are suddenly flourishing. And check out number 7 again, experiencing a significant difficulty. There it is, that turning point idea, showing up as a sign that good things are coming.
Here's another habit that's ridiculously simple but crazy powerful: journaling. And no, this isn't about writing Dear Diary. Think of it more like you're a scientist, and you are the experiment. You're just taking notes. What worked today? What didn't? What ideas popped into your head? You're basically building your own personal playbook for success, one small win at a time.
All right, here's another technique from the book. It's a way to kind of program your own brain. First, you state the facts out loud, who you are, what your situation is. Then, you clearly state what you want. You're giving your subconscious a mission. It's like telling your internal GPS the destination before you go to sleep, so it can work on finding the route while you're resting.
But look, all this internal work and all these personal habits, they're crucial, but they're only part of the story. And that brings us to our final piece of the puzzle, the social chain of luck. Because here's the truth. Luck is a team sport.
I want you to think of yourself as a luck farmer. Every time you help someone without expecting anything back, every time you show genuine gratitude, you're not just being nice, you're planting a seed. And you have no idea which of those seeds is going to grow into a giant tree of opportunity for you down the road. It's like a cosmic savings account.
And this all leads to a really beautiful and powerful final idea. This metaphor that your life is a chain of opportunities, passed from one person to the next. Just think back for a second. Somewhere along the line, someone reached down and pulled you up. A teacher, a boss, a mentor, a friend. Someone gave you that break, that one chance that put you on a whole new path. You didn't get here all by yourself.
So now, the question becomes, who will you pull up next? See, the cycle of luck only completes itself when you become that person for someone else. You pay it forward. That's how you keep the whole system of good fortune flowing.
So, let's bring it all home. What's the big takeaway here? Luck isn't something you just stumble upon, like a four-leaf clover. Nope. It's something you build. It's the result of having the right mindset, putting in the work with deliberate habits, and being generous to the people in your life.
And that leaves us with one final thought. If you really started treating luck like a skill, like a muscle you could train every day, what's the very first thing you would do tomorrow? What's one tiny seed of luck you could plant right now?